Hello and welcome back, you guys. It's another episode of Crypto News with Julie Kennis. I'm your host, Julie Kennis, and it's wonderful to see you all on this fantastic Thursday. It's a very special Thursday because it looks like it's our good friend Jesse's birthday today. Happy birthday, Jesse! I was so excited. I already knew it was your birthday even before you came and made a comment here in the chat today. And it's so funny, in thinking about your birthday, I feel like we have celebrated your birthday the last couple of years in a row. And I think about some people in the chat seem to never have a birthday, but Jesse, we always seem to celebrate your birthday. And that makes me happy. So happy birthday, Jesse. Let's cue up your birthday song if I can find it. Here it is.
We baked you a birthday cake.
If you get a tummy ache
And you moan and groan and woe, don't forget we told you so. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Make a wish, dear, and blow out the candles.
Here they go.
I think we're past due for some other people's birthdays, but Jesse, I always love celebrating you. So happy birthday to you again. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a birthday stream this year for myself. In fact, I've already started planning out like my Christmas stream because I'm really excited about Christmas this year. It's going to be a fun Christmas stream. But yes. Here we go again. He says, here we go again. Yeah, you know, I've thought about adding some different happy birthday stuff on, but I like the Three Stooges. They're great. They're a classic. They are a classic. You guys, I shared this stream out over on X, and I realized, oops, I shared out yesterday's stream. Hold on. Let me delete that. I'm like, why is that? Let's quote this one. Come join us. Let's do it. Yeah, I totally tweeted out yesterday's stream and said, come join us. Stream. All right. You guys, I'm a one-man band over here. Somebody tell my producer to get on the horn and start tweeting me out. You guys, we're not going to get to 1,600 subscribers unless we're pushing this out on all markets. That's right. I told you guys we're going to be pushing Facebook and Instagram next. 2027 is Facebook and Instagram. Overnight, I jumped up another 100 watch hours. So I'm over 3,000 on one of my counts. So I think I figured out what the deficit is. So one of the counts is like for the year with the exclusion of the last week, which is already settled or which hasn't settled. So if I'm figuring out my number correctly, then I'm thinking I should be over the line a lot sooner than I thought. So I'm excited about that. It's working, guys. It's working. We got to just keep pushing it out. So yeah, I went to repost my stream over on X and I quote tweeted yesterday's stream and said, come join us. It happens, guys. It happens. Here, I'll put it to the profile. I thought about the fact that I continue to, every time I post out today's stream, my live stream for the day, I always put, come join us. Come join us. But I don't think X likes that. I think X doesn't like it when you sound like a bot. And so I need to try and sound less like a bot, like not just type the same thing every day. So shout out to everyone in the chat. I meant to get over to you here. I am here to my friends in the chat. I am shocked. Peace of my mind. Are you first? Peace of my mind. Were you first? Or was Mike first and then Peace of my mind came in? I'm confused because it says Peace of my mind is number 2. but then it shows Mike Vollmer as number 1, but my second comment. Anyway, I'm confused. One of you is number 1. I'll let you two battle it out. Mama Shadow, you're number 3. Jesse, the birthday boy. How are you? John Legend, the legend. We've got Chipper in the chat. How's it going? Lovely to see you. Black Hat Team. Black Hat Team, he's trying to give me the alpha. He goes, you want to hit your watch goals? Just live stream the Bitcoin candle chart. Just let it go. Let it go. So I will. I think it's a good idea. Hello, David. How are you? Welcome in the chat. Love it when David B comes to join us. Hello, Bill. Taking a break there from your busy day. Love to see you here in the chat. And we've got Poe Man. Hello. Hello, Mr. Poe Man. Hope you're doing well. So guys, after my car troubles yesterday, I'm going to look at a car today. I'm going to go look at a car today. So I've decided I can't put it off any longer. I just, I'm so busy that there are certain things that just are not important to me. And finding myself a car when I already have a car, it is not high on my priority until that car doesn't work. And then it's like, oh, okay, wait, no, I do actually need a new car. So here I am after all of my car trouble yesterday, which wasn't that bad. I just needed a new battery. And I'm not going to lie, it's been 111 here. It's been hot. We're finally cooled off today. But now what I'm worried about is now they're saying we're going to have an earthquake here, guys. They're saying like the San Andreas fault line is getting geared up. And there's been like all of this activity along our fault line. So now I'm starting to worry. We're going to have a big earthquake here. I can already tell it's getting ready to happen. But yes, I have been car shopping. I have pinged several different people on cars that I like. So we'll see how it goes. I'm maybe going to go look at a car today. It looks really pretty. I don't know if it's going to be the one for me or not. I'm hoping I don't get like blindsided by its prettiness, and then maybe there's another car that's better for me. So I'm trying. I know that I need to not pick the first one unless I know that for sure it's the right car for me. So, but it's hard when I've been in the car that I've been in, which is supposed to be for my daughter. Anything is a step up from that. So it's going to be hard to just, I think that's partially why I've put it off, because I haven't been ready. I knew I needed a new car before I had my car accident, but when I got into the car accident, I'm like, right now is not the time. It's like the middle of a bear market. That's not when you want to buy a car. That is not when you want to buy a car. Get dirty and check the undercarriage. Black Hat Team is right. I do always look at the engine, and I will say with my cars, any car I've ever had, even though I'm a girl, I always keep my cars really clean. Remember how I told you guys I fabulosoed the engine of my car? Because it just smelled like, I felt like I could smell the engine in the car blowing through the AC when I first got it. So I cleaned the whole car, like I completely detailed it. So it's, it's in decent shape now. I'm giving my daughter a really nice car. I'm so excited. But before my car accident, I knew I needed to get myself a car. I knew I needed to get my daughter a car because she's 16. I knew we were right there with all of this stuff. And I'm like, how am I going to pay for all of this? Well, it's all figuring itself out whether I like it or not. Why did I have to approve that team? Is Black Hat Team not a mod? Let's see. I have to do that in YouTube. Let's see. Let me do it in YouTube. There we go. We got you, Black Hat Team. At first, I'm looking over here in StreamYard, and I'm like, well, let me see. I can either delete your comment or put you in a timeout. And then I was kind of tempted to put you in a timeout. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't put you in a timeout, Black Hat Team. I got you, though. So, Jesse, what are you doing for your birthday? Are you doing anything fun and exciting for your birthday? Let us know in the comments how you will be celebrating, or if you're just here celebrating with us. If you're just here celebrating with us. Yeah, the earthquake thing is a little scary. I saw the footage from out of Colombia. And you know, the house next door to me has quite a bit of glass, like a lot of panels of glass. And I know the guy who built the house. I'm not saying he didn't do a good job. He better have done a good job because he built the house I live in as well. He better have done a good job. But I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit scary because we haven't had a bad earthquake here in a while. I'm not too far off of the San Andreas fault line, but I'm not too terribly close to it either. I mean, but I am on a mountain. So, I mean, mountains are formed from earthquakes, right? So there's that. There's that. I don't love that. But I've been in an earthquake simulator where the ground actually like shakes. He says, now I'm getting ready for Frankie's stream if he goes live tonight, and then he will join CSS. My dyslexia kicked in. SCC later when it's 1 a.m. your time. That is late. That is late. 1 a.m. your time. I was sleeping like a baby at 1 a.m. my time. I was sleeping like a baby. I did. Sound asleep. And then you get up at 6 a.m. to volunteer. Are you kidding me? I don't know how you stay up so late and then get up at 8 a.m. to volunteer. I don't know. I couldn't do that. I feel like if I stay up past 10, I can't. I'm like a zombie the next day. And that's with drinking coffee. I'll still feel like a zombie the next day. So I try to go to bed by like 9 or 9:30. It's like, yeah. I need my beauty rest. So. All right, you guys, I'm done jabbering along. We do have a show to get into. Jesse, we're so excited for you and your birthday. I hope you have the most wonderful, glorious birth year ahead. Birth year ahead? Does that make any sense? I don't know. I hope you have a wonderful year ahead. I hope so. It'll be great. So, Bitcoin showing a bit of weakness today, you guys. A bit of weakness. And all signs are pointing to us putting in some lower highs and lower lows. So let's go ahead and dive into the crypto charts. I will say that is true. Jesse hardly ever sleeps. I don't know how he does it. So here we are taking a look at Bitcoin. We had this sharp little sell-off here on our 15-minute chart and have dipped into the red on our market cipher B line. Bitcoin's currently trading at 63,365 since we've had this little retracement. But we did dip all the way single wick down into the 62,700 range. So all signs are pointing to that we will continue down on this path and end up at the 61K range. So looks like a good time to be, as I say, looking at those entries as we end this bear market, as we look towards the end of this bear market. So let's go ahead and take a look at ETH, because ETH forever hanging on to this 1885 position. It goes up, it goes down, but it loves 1885 right now. Solana is also at the 76 range, is also loving this channel here. Waiting to see what Bitcoin is going to do and make a further move to the downside. Chainlink is showing a bit of relative strengthness in comparison, up 2% on the daily, up to $8.84. So looking strong in comparison to everything else. Remember, we went over what the speculation was, and they were calling for $200 Chainlink, which is astronomical, but it could happen. Basically, everything is built on Chainlink. There's nothing that Chainlink is not built on. So there's that. XRP hanging on to $1. Looks like it did have another single wick down to the 99-cent range before recovering. I feel like I said that a couple of days in a row. And then ADA at 18 cents, but on the lower end from 18.9 yesterday to 18.1 today. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at our crypto bubbles. Top 100. I want to see what my dog coin is doing. Let's see. Dog on Bitcoin. It is down 2%. You guys, on the year, the 1 year is down 82%. Look at that awful chart. Look at that awful chart. This was the free airdrop, but the dog community has a ton of conviction, and any airdrop has this type of just ugly, nasty sell-off. And it's one that, again, it's a position that I am going to continue to participate in because it sells for Satoshis. Dog sells for Bitcoin. And so it's ultimately one that I love to track on Bitcoin. Ooh, it's hot in here, guys, and my water is running low. So let's hope I can get through it and say all the words I need to say without running out of water this show. Let's go ahead and dive into the breaking news. In an effort to continue to push clarity down our throats, the CFTC has joined the SEC in exploring crypto regulations without the clarity bill. The CFTC will hold a meeting for its Innovation Advisory Committee on August 20th to address regulations related to the crypto assets, artificial intelligence, and prediction markets. So let's dive into it. The U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, announced a committee meeting to advise the agency on policy issues, including a potential exploration of how to address cryptocurrency regulation in the absence of congressional action. In a notice issued on Thursday, the CFTC said it would hold a meeting for its Innovative Advisory Committee on August 20th to address regulation addressed to crypto assets, AI, and prediction markets. Among the potential topics to be discussed on crypto were areas where regulatory action can complement future congressional legislation, likely referring to the U.S. Senate failing to advance the Clarity Act before breaking an August recess last week. The CFTC announcement followed a similar notice of a meeting to be held by the U.S. SEC on Friday. The agenda said that it intended to discuss new rules to create tailored offering regime for certain investment contracts involving crypto assets. So a spokesperson added that it would support Congress's efforts to pass a market structure bill, but that such law was passed, the SEC would work within its authority to advance crypto regulation. Michael Selig remains the only Senate-confirmed CFTC commissioner and chair, with no indication that U.S. President Donald Trump intends to announce any additional nominations to fill the agency's leadership position. While the chair will be joined by the CFTC staff for the August 20th meeting, the absence of a full panel of 5 bipartisan commissioners at the agency has many lawmakers calling for an action from the president. So, you've got one lone wolf, Michael Selig, who is kind of directing everything now, since the Clarity Act has failed to do anything over the last year. So yeah, you're going to take it whether you like it or not. You're going to take it and you're going to like it. All right. I really don't think it's a good thing. But I digress. Robinhood Chains nears $1 billion TVL as Uniswap drives liquidity. So Standard Chartered said that Robinhood's Uniswap integration could solve a key challenge for new blockchains while accelerating Uni token burns. Robinhood partnership with Uniswap is helping the brokerage rapidly build liquidity on its new blockchain, potentially removing a key obstacle to attracting users and assets, according to Standard Chartered. In a recent note, Standard Chartered analyst said that Robinhood Chain has grown to nearly $1 billion total value locked, which he described as the fastest growing of any blockchain by that measure. virtually all of Robinhood Chain's liquidity needs are being met through Uniswap V2, V3, and V4. The arrangements give Robinhood access to established decentralized financial infrastructure as scale of its blockchain, potentially strengthening the ability to attract users without having to build liquidity from scratch. It's a positive thing. I've always thought that Robinhood is potentially one of the biggest onboarding tools, and the fact that they are moving the way that they are with this a billion locked TVL, it's huge. I think it's actually a really bullish indicator at this point of the cycle. The uni burn rate has roughly doubled since Robinhood linked fee switch was activated on July 27th, reaching an annualized pace of about 90 million. At uni's current price of roughly $3.50, it would translate to 25 million uni tokens, or just over 4% of the circulating supply being burned annually. So Robinhood Chain launched on July 1st with a focus to bringing real-world assets on chain. Adoption accelerated quickly after launch, reaching 194,000 daily active users in its first week. Robinhood's crypto push has expanded into tokenization and prediction markets. So the chain is part of the brokerage's broader push into beyond traditional stock trading, with the company expanding into crypto prediction markets and tokenization. The strategy has drawn attention from Wall Street, with analysts at Bernstein raising their price target of Hood stock to $160 per share and identifying tokenization and prediction markets as key growth factors. So, what's interesting is even though people like Kalshi and Polymarket find themselves in all of these lawsuits for prediction markets, there's all of these other companies like Robinhood and even Crypto.com. They offer prediction markets trading themselves, but I doubt that they're facing any of the legal loopholes that some of these standalone prediction market-based platforms are. So... Chipper is singing. Singing a throwback. All right. Let's move on. All right. We've talked quite a bit about how Bitcoin miners have cut their hash rate for AI infrastructure growth, but let's dive into some of the details. While AI and HPC are reshaping mining economics as operators repurpose power and data centers, while smaller group of miners continue to expand into Bitcoin capacity. So publicly traded Bitcoin miners are cutting mining capacity faster than the Bitcoin network overall, suggesting that more operators are redirecting electricity and infrastructure towards data centers and high performance computing, or HPCs, and another sign that the sector's evolution is beyond creating more than crypto. In the latest Miner Weekly newsletter, Blocks Bridge Consulting reported that realized hash rate among cohorts of Bitcoin miners fell from 368x hash rates per second in the fourth quarter of 2025 to 319 in the second quarter of 2026, which is a 13.5% decline. The contraction was even sharper when excluding Bitdeer, continued its expanded into mining operations. Without Bitdeer, the cohort's realized hash rate fell to over 21%. So by comparison, the Bitcoin network's average hash rate declined 10.5% in the same period. So we are seeing a greater shift into AI, and the AI topic continues to be something that I am heavily focused on. I am watching videos on it. Hello, Backup Kid. Welcome in. Great to see you. I continue to watch videos on it, read about it. I am continuing to be involved with AI myself. You guys know I deal with Personas on the daily, which is the sponsor of today's show. Depending on how you use AI and what AI's uses are intended for, I think it can be good and I think it can be bad. And so some of the good things that I think come from AI are the fact that it does free up the ability to free up more time. Now, efficiencies in the workplace don't always mean an easier workflow for people. And I think that's where there needs to be some sort of regulation on AI. If AI is coming in and they're taking a bunch of jobs, especially corporate jobs, let's take like people who have been in their careers for, 15 or 20 years, right? They still have another 15 or 20 years ahead of them. And let's say that this is potentially a workforce that could be impacted one of two ways. Either AI is going to come in and make you redundant and you lose your job, or you get to keep your job. The workforce contracts and you're one of the few left that gets buried under all of the work that used to be 20 people's jobs. So companies who are adopting AI as a way of improving their bottom line and eliminating the jobs completely, I think there needs to be some sort of parameters around that. I think there just has to be. Like, if companies that had a massive workforce continue to do layoff after layoff after layoff while booking larger profits than ever, and these are workers that will never have a job back with that company, I think that there should be some sort of implication. I don't know whether that's some sort of tax that comes from, if someone was working that job, then they would be paying some sort of income tax on that. And that's income tax that's being eliminated completely. Then I feel like there should be, there needs to be more built into it. But I do think AI is great. I think AI is a fantastic tool. I use AI on the daily. I think AI should be used in addition to, not in replacement of. So, AI is not a replacement of real people. It's just, it isn't, and one of the things about Personas and how they initially started was to be a legacy, to be almost like a digital legacy for someone. And now as we're starting to see how Personas is really operating is more like AI social media. It's a way to interact and connect with people via their AI personas. We're still focusing on the legacy and still having all of that memorial. It's just not the main focus of it anymore because it's so much more broad than that. And it doesn't ever replace the person. The digital format doesn't ever replace the person, but it's in addition to. And so you see China just signed, I think I should have pulled that article up, but China had just signed some legislation that they're not allowing workforces to be displaced by AI. It's like an actual thing that they're saying, look, you guys can use AI, but you cannot displace workers with AI. And I hate to say that they're right, but they're right. I mean, why aren't we doing anything like it? I don't think that we need to have regulations and limit AI's ability to grow and develop and expand. I think AI is a great thing, and I think there's a great need for us to focus on building out AI and not letting that fall to the wayside. But at the same time, do we let it grow? Do we let corporations get their hands on it? Do we let AI just run away and do whatever they want with whatever they want? So another example, while I'm on the AI topic, is Charles Hoskinson. He ran a live stream about Anthropic. He's like, I use Anthropic all the time. I've used him for XYZ. And he talks about how the newest Anthropic has the AI watermark that's built into it. So his example was he takes some language that he put together, takes it off the website and puts it into Anthropic. And he just says, hey, yeah, Claude, I want you to take my language and just change the font, the color from this to that. And so it changes the font. But then what it does is it adds its watermark to it. So he's like, so even though I've scripted all this myself. I wrote all this language. I own this because it's posted on my website. As soon as I copy and paste it into Claude and ask Claude to do any sort of action, it now belongs to Anthropic. And so it's a really interesting video to watch. He's super fired up in it, and I love it when Charles Hoskinson gets fired up. But he's totally right. He's totally right. If he used the example of like, if you wrote a book, okay, say you wrote a book and you have your secretary adjust the font. Does your secretary now become an editor of the book because they adjusted the font? No, they don't. So, I think it's really interesting to see how when there are no guardrails and there are no parameters on these things, it's just the Wild West. It's just the Wild West. So he said he was deleting his Claude, his Anthropic account, because he didn't want to give rights to his work. And it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Ooh, Po Man's making us dinner. Salmon and asparagus. Thank you, Po Man. Birthday dinner for Jesse. Yay! Okay, who's bringing cake, though? Who's bringing cake? That's what I want to know. Who's bringing cake? So, ooh, shrimp scampi. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're going to make me hungry. That's wonderful. Just salmon for the missus. That's great. That's great. All right. So I went on a little tangent there. Let's see. We've got another article to talk about. Let's pop it up here. I do love asparagus. Parmesan asparagus in the oven is like one of my favorite things ever. I have not made it in a while. When I eat it, me and my daughter will just, oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, so this says MetaPlanet CEO shuts down Bitcoin sale speculation after a $322 million transfer. So let's talk about it. MetaPlanet CEO Simon Jarovich said no Bitcoin was sold after the company moved 5,014 BTC between custodial addresses for about $8 in fees. Okay, MetaPlanet CEO Simon has shut down speculation that the Japanese Bitcoin treasury company is selling its holdings. It was a routine custody operation. No Bitcoin was sold, and our holdings remain at 43,000 Bitcoin, Jarovich said on Thursday. The company transferred 5,014 or $322 million over a 24-hour span starting on Wednesday. Jarovich said that the network fees to move the trove cost MetaPlanet about $8. MetaPlanet is the third largest publicly traded Bitcoin treasury company and the largest in Asia. According to Arkham data, it is sitting on an unrealized loss of about $1.4 billion. MetaPlanet has continued to expand its Bitcoin strategy beyond accumulation. In March, the company established MetaPlanet Ventures, pledging 4 billion yen or $25 million over 2 to 3 years to invest in Bitcoin and crypto infrastructure in Japan. The company is targeted of a holdings of 100,000 BTC by the end of 2026 and 210,000 BTC by the end of 2027. MetaPlanet reported Thursday 4.94 billion yen in the first half revenue, up 134% year over year, and 3.3 billion yen in operating profits, up 136%, while posting 182 billion yen net loss, driven largely by non-cash and Bitcoin valuation loss. So that's kind of a big loss, but they did well overall. So there's that. Let's see. Reported, 9 billion over the first half. And then 3 billion in profits, but then 182 billion net loss. Yeah. That's rough. That's rough. 1.4 billion in the hole. So they did the transfers. If you guys have ever done transfers on Bitcoin, you know how stressful it is. You know that it's like, number one, it's your Bitcoin. And you don't like moving or touching and doing things with your Bitcoin, right? But two, once you move said Bitcoin, it takes forever to pop up on the other side. So the period of executing the transaction and waiting for the confirmation is a little stressful. So I imagine sending, the 322 million, it would be a long, stressful period waiting for that money to hit. So, all right, let's see here. After talking about Metaplanet and talking about Simon Jarovich, it made me realize, I'm like, I have an interview with him somewhere. So then I had to pull it up. And I found it. It's on my YouTube, but I splunked it into my Bitcoin 2025 recap video. And I'm like, why did I... This is such a great interview. You guys, in fact, let me back it up just a hair more, because I was sitting here in this crowd of people waiting. Hold on. I was waiting in this crowd of people. See, look at everybody was all gathered around, and then here's me. It's like developer, me. And I'm over here with my camera and my microphone, and I'm like, I'm going to get my interview with Simon. And so I waited, and I can't even remember which one of my friends took this picture, but they took the picture of me standing there waiting my turn, which, bless them, they sent this to me after. How do you feel about so much focus being on Bitcoin and legislation and country nations and more just overall everyone kind of moving into... First of all, I was super nervous, and I don't normally get nervous in interviews. Two, I was like a baby editor when I was editing this, and so I didn't kill any of the background noise, and I have music overlaid over it, so it's really kind of hard to hear us talk. And now I'm like, I need to probably pull out this footage, because I asked him several questions and answers, and in this I just did one little sound bite, but it's kind of hard to hear, so we'll just... Bitcoin now, has it changed your strategy and how you guys are looking at acquiring Bitcoin?
I mean, it's really a long time coming. Bitcoin has been around for a while now, and it's really taking some time, I think, for it to become more mainstream. And it's wonderful, conferences like this, which help open people's minds to Bitcoin. I've been to several conferences over the past decade, and each time there's more and more people, more excitement, more knowledge and education. And I think what's particularly exciting now is this new category of company, Bitcoin treasury companies. And it's a way to absorb capital in markets where people don't have easy access to Bitcoin. And in Japan, that's our singular goal, to onboard 1 million people into Bitcoin. And we're so incredibly honored that we have shareholders now from around the world, and people here in the US that are loving what we're doing, and that's giving us the strength and the conviction to move forward.
So yeah, I'm probably going to take the interview with Simon and try and clean it up now, and maybe just throw it up there as a normal, just standalone interview, because Simon is he's such a legend for what he's trying to do. He is literally the Michael Saylor of Japan. So it was a great interview. I know I can do stuff to kind of clean it up and make it a little more, I don't know, YouTube worthy. So I think I'm going to have to do that. Make it into clips as Peace in My Mind. That's not a bad idea. I should. In fact, I need to get better at doing clips. I had one of my friends who... he's been a friend of mine on X for a really long time, guys. I love his handle. His handle makes me laugh. And he's a Sproto. And I didn't even realize that he is like a big YouTuber. He sends me his YouTube, guys. He's got 3.3 million subscribers on his YouTube. And then he was like, oh, well, my shorts are what take off. And he said his shorts really do well for him. So I started watching some of his shorts, and he's a gamer. And even though I had never played the game, didn't know anything about the game, he was just super funny in the way he did his little sound bites. And I'm like, you know what? I need to probably get a little better at at doing the shorts, but shorts are you have to be kind of intentional, and they don't always hit. And when you put a lot of effort into something, it doesn't hit. It's very discouraging. So, but with that being said, my numbers are doing really good on YouTube. So I'm really freaking excited. And thank you to all of you who tune in every day, because really I couldn't do it without you guys. So, I am going to be moving out of my studio. I mean, like every time I come in here, you guys, I'm like, oh my gosh, at least it's starting to cool down. But I need to get all of my stuff out, and I don't want to move the furniture. The stuff is heavy, particularly my desk. It's like a marble top granite slab. I guess you'd call it a granite slab. And so it's super heavy, and I'm not really looking forward to my bookshelf, all my stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do it, you guys. Po-Man says the 80s was his prime. Po-Man, you guys have been talking about Twister in the chat, and I'm like, I have not played Twister in a really long time. I know they still make the game, but I don't know if people still play it anymore. But I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you couldn't talk about Twister without someone making it dirty. Like, people always had to make Twister dirty. Like, can't we just play Twister? No, it has to be naked Twister. Why? I just want to play Twister. See, this is why I was ignoring you, piece of my mind. I know what you guys are talking about, and sometimes it's intentional. Po-Man said that. Not piece of my mind. I can't even. The Shadow said I never played naked. I never have either. It's one of those things where, it was always just a game to me, and then people would always make it dirty. And I'm like, no, but I don't, to me, I couldn't think of anything worse than trying to play naked. Oh, man. Yes, you got to be careful where you fall. You have to be careful where you fall. I don't know. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to play the game, and someone's going to get lucky. All right, you guys. That's the show for today. I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time. If you guys are new here, smash the subscribe. We're here every day at 1 o'clock, getting a little crazy. Jesse's going to go have a rager of a birthday party. He's going to come in hungover tomorrow and tell us all about it. So thank you all for tuning in. As always, this show is powered by the Gokhshtein News Network. And shout out to our sponsors over at Personas. Am I going to make you watch the commercial? I'm going to make you watch the commercial. I'm not going to make you watch the commercial. I'm going to make you watch the commercial. Now, you're going to watch the commercial. Okay, we're going to hang out. Watch the commercial.
Social media taught us how to post, scroll, and react, but not always how to truly remember. Our most meaningful memories are everywhere, hidden in camera rolls, old messages, voice notes, and forgotten folders. Personas brings those memories together, creating a living memory profile you can keep adding to as life goes on. Photos, voice clips, videos, and personal stories become the foundation of a Personas, built from real memories. The people who know you best can add the moments only they remember. Stories, photos, voice notes, and milestones. With memory requests, nothing is added without approval. Every story is reviewed, accepted, and preserved with care. Personas is different by design, not built for attention, but built for meaning, connection, and legacy. It is not about replacing someone. It is about preserving the voice, wisdom, and love they chose to leave behind. A Personas can grow through every chapter, from childhood to family to future generations, still adding to the story. This is Personas, a new way to share who we are, remember who we love, and keep stories connected. Personas. Built for memories. Designed for connections.
All right, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you all on the next one. I'm going to go car shopping now. I'll let you know if I buy anything good. I will catch you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.